Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Cambo Campbell.
You're welcome, Nelson. You're welcome.
Oh, for having you on.
Yeah, I've decided this week I'm going to be really privileged about everything.
Okay.
So, look, it means, I give up my time, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, honestly, if I could have anyone else, I would.
It's not for lack of asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every week. I just go around to... At first, I tried for A-listers.
Yeah.
Obviously. Hugh Jackman, he was interested for a bit. Then he had to do X-Men.
Yeah.
So.
This was ages ago then.
Yeah. This is...
First X-Men came out in 2000.
Yeah. He was busy with that. And then the whole Wolverine thing took off after that. So,
and then you thought, well, he's done with Wolverine.
Yeah.
I'll get him now.
Yeah.
Greatest Showman came along.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Now, after that, washed up. Don't want him. Yeah, and then just sort of worked my way down. Now I'm just asking anybody. Still nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to.
There is, for the people with a keen eye on Reddit, is that you use a fake name every week and just put on different podcasting subreddits. Does anyone at all want to co-host the show?
Yeah.
No responses.
Nothing. But I guess welcome again, Cambo.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. Yeah, like I said, I'm happy to give up my time.
Yep. All right. Let's get into it, Cambo.
Okay.
I got this one here. It's from... I recently joined the subreddit group Aged Like Milk.
Oh, great.
Which is a pretty fun one, actually.
Yeah.
Recommended. And this was a repost by Dairy Noth, but it was cross-posted from the community propaganda posters, which I have since also followed, which is also pretty fun one to have a look at. So this one is titled... Did I say who did the original post? No. It's by FNAXQ was the original person and then reposted by Dairy Noth.
Yep.
If you're listening, do you want to take over Cambo's position? Okay. This poster says, "Are you making your children pay for your weight problem?"
Now, because this is a screenshot of an article.
Yep.
That I can see before me. But what I like about this is for long time listeners. Is very much similar to the very first thing we talked to ever on this podcast, How to Kiss a Girl in 1911.
Yeah.
It's very similar. It looks like 1950s, maybe 60s kind of magazine article ad propaganda.
Yeah. I actually can't see a date on this. Down the bottom, it was...
The headband on the woman makes me think 60s.
Yeah. It's a young girl. Yeah, it could be 60s. Yep. This is definitely from the 60s.
So are you making your children pay for your weight problem?
Your weight problem.
Okay.
If you're trying to lose weight by stocking the house with sugarless soft drinks, remember one thing. Your children will drink them too. Their thirst craves anything that's cold and wet. But their bodies need much more energy. You know what? I didn't even mispronounce that. There's a full stop after more, and then energy, and then another full stop.
I think it's, but in defense of this article, I think it's supposed to be their bodies need much more energy.
No, because it continues on, and that they'll never get from an artificial sweetener. This is just poorly written.
Starting a sentence with "and" is a
they've done multiple things.
It was the 60s. They were on LSD.
Anything was on could go. But their bodies need much more energy, and that they'll never get from an artificial sweetener. Now let's get back to you and that diet of yours, unless you make a career.
It's so condescending. Straight away.
It's
just that 60s attitude towards women.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, no, anyway, get back to you and your fucking diet. I didn't, naturally I started miming smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Even though
because
no
they
one
were. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. let's get back to you and that diet of yours. They may as well put quotation marks around diet.
This, even though it never says the word, may as well say toots.
Yeah.
Listen, toots.
Unless you make a career out of drinking soft drinks, saving calories with synthetic pops is a little like trying to reduce by getting a haircut. Poorly written sentence again.
Yeah, it's a poorly written sentence.
It's a little like trying to reduce that by getting a haircut, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they just left a word out. The LSD was kicking in.
Yeah, it was really strong by this stage. Besides, you need sugar. You need sugar too, particularly when you're dieting. Sugar in soft drink does two nice things for you.
Yep.
One, it satisfies those in-between meal hunger pangs. Mm-hmm. And two, it gives you the Va-Va-Voom you need for all those exercises.
Oh. Look, I'll say this. I don't disagree with number one. It does satisfy you between meals.
It sort of does. Yeah.
But, I mean, so would a lot of things that are unhealthy for you.
Yeah. Well, you know what I learned when I was doing my personal trainer course, just in case you don't know, I'm a personal trainer, really proud about that. And they said to me when we were going through a bit of nutritional stuff,
yep.
They said fatty foods and sugary foods, they will satisfy you, but only in the short term. Mm. But if you eat healthier foods, that'll satisfy you for the longer term.
Yeah.
I totally disagree with this. I don't know if...
Yeah, you got to eat enough fatty and sugary food.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you'll be satisfied for the long term.
No, it's like if I eat some like a really fatty burger and chips and stuff, I like feel gross about it.
Yeah.
And so I just feel full for like way long. If I'm just eating vegetables and stuff, I could just eat a ton and never be full ever. I think they're onto something. I think get in all the sugary stuff.
Yeah. So this is just an ad for sugar.
Yep. Yeah, it's just trying to say it's actually from the Sugar Information Incorporated.
Oh, and they're pro sugar.
It's weird, isn't it? But it's a nice service that they've done. They've also put another note at the end here.
Yep.
Well, I like that they actually have a little sort of in-between bit, and it says in big letters, sugar quenches fatigue, 18 calories per teaspoon, and it's all energy. They're not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, but they haven't lied at all in this article.
That is true. Mm-hmm. They've never... Oh, okay, yeah. They're very selective in what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're like, you want a diet? Sugar will give you energy.
Yeah.
It's never said that sugar will help your diet.
Yeah, that's right.
That diet of yours.
That diet of yours. What are you doing out of the kitchen anyway? It also has a note here. Note to mothers. This is good. This is nice. They put it in a little box. It's a very important message to mothers.
And I imagine that this will be still relevant today, Nelson, would you say? Would it still fit in the sensibilities of 2019?
Definitely. Good. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exhaustion may be dangerous, especially to children who haven't learned to avoid it by pacing themselves. Exhaustion opens the door a little wider to the bugs and ailments that are always lying in wait. Sugar puts back energy fast, offsets exhaustion. Synthetic sweeteners put back nothing. Energy is the first requirement of life. Play safe with your young ones. Make sure they get sugar every day.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So what I like is, like, I feel like there's this cyclical nature of like health fads.
Yeah.
And there was a time in like the late 90s, early 2000s where everything was like, all right, fat is bad. So everything was fat free.
Yep.
And then so they pumped it full of sugar because fat free didn't taste very good.
Yeah.
So you needed sugar. And then nothing changed because, you didn't have saturated fats. but you had sugar, which just turns
And also we learned that fats are actually good for you in a lot of cases.
Saturated fats, not so much though, but yeah. There are fats that are good for you in the most part.
There's even been arguments like not that long ago that say even the saturated, the bad fats that we've marketed are kind of like, oh, but you sort of still need them. So
well, and that's the thing is now they've been like, oh, no, it was sugar. Sorry. Yeah. And then everything is now no sugar or low sugar.
Yeah, put sweeteners and stuff.
Sweeteners and stuff like that.
It is funny. It's almost like the sugar information incorporated won this war. Yeah. It's at some point during history, and only now is it sort of coming back, because sweeteners weren't a thing when we were younger. I feel like that was never a thing. They won this war in the 60s, and then they lost it again in the... And
the good thing is they could use the same ad. They don't have to update anything.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know why they've said that this is aged badly.
Yes. It might say, note to mothers and or fathers.
Yeah.
This time, just in case. But I think sugar is good for you. Go for it.
Well, I mean, I didn't used to think it was, but now I've read this.
Yeah.
And they make some valid points.
You can't poke any holes in it.
It does give me that va-va-voom.
Va-Va-Voom. But, Cambo,
yep.
Let's get into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit is by PM Me Tilting Losses.
Okay.
And they say, if you had to name this chapter of your life, what would you call it and why?
Ooh. Now, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You could do a really frustrating answer here.
Yeah.
Some books are just named chapter like 23.
Yeah. What chapter are you up to, Cambo?
28.
Oh, chapter for every year? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, yeah. 29, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
Because of my birthday.
Well, wait, today? Isn't it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow. Well, by the time
but we're releasing this.
God,
I let it slip, Cambo. I let it slip. We're recording this a day early.
On the day everyone's hearing this. So, technically chapter 29. But
okay.
That's the lazy answer.
I think your chapter's far too long. If I read a book and one chapter was an entire year, all that stuff going on, I would not read that book.
But to be fair, if the book is as long as 29 years,
I'm thinking
you've got to pace it.
I'm thinking one book is a year of your life, and it's a chronicle.
Okay, so is this then chapter 10 because we're in October?
Oh, it could be.
Yeah, well, then maybe the chapter's just called October.
Oh, okay. I mean, also boring.
Okay, now if we were, I think it would be called for both of us leaving 20s, right?
Right.
Because that is in the period that we're in.
I think it's still going.
Yeah.
That's the name of the chapter.
Yeah. And then by the time you get to like towards the end of your life, it'll be like, still going. Oh my God.
Still going.
I'm so old.
Oh boy. Really thought it was not going to last this long.
Chapter 1's called Here We Go.
Yeah.
And then like teenage years are like, we're taking off.
Yes.
And then every year is just more dots after still going.
Yeah.
Still going and still going, ... Still going, ...
Okay. I mean, I think maybe because I'm going to be 30 next weekend.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, that's the beginning of the end. That's it.
Yeah, so that is the name of your chapter.
That's the name of my chapter. Yeah. Beginning of the end.
Brackets all downhill from here.
All downhill from here.
Which is good because that's a signpost for this podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
When you're in your 20s, you're doing a podcast, that's fun.
Yeah.
When you're in your 30s,
you
better be making a career out of it.
Yeah. You can't be doing it for fun anymore. But yeah, maybe the chapter should be titled Nelson makes some serious life choices.
Or like
it's foreboding of what I need to do with my life.
The next chapter is called How to Monetize Your Podcast.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah. Have you ever watched any, by the way, this is just an aside, and it's just to you, not our listener.
Okay.
Have you ever watched any of those videos on YouTube, How to Monetize Your Podcast?
Have I watched any of them? No,
They're
I
the worst
skip
things in
over
the
them.
world.
Yeah.
The worst things in the world. I
I'm-
love them though, because they're always the same guy that has a business podcast about podcasting.
Yeah,
Every time.
There are so many podcasts about podcasting.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I actually remember the time that we went to like a
podcasting seminar.
sort of thing, just a small free one in the city, and I was pissing myself laughing at one point because they spoke about editing and how important that was. I was like, oh my God, I really couldn't keep it in.
Should we host, and we'll get back to you in a moment, audience.
Yeah.
Should we host our own like anarchy style podcast forum? And we'll be like, this is how you do a podcast. Don't worry about this stuff. Don't worry about anything.
We could do a seminar,
Yeah.
I think. And the title would be longest running Reddit based podcast. And that's factually correct.
Yeah.
So-
It's like the sugar ad.
The guy
We're not lying.
Not lying.
We're just selectively saying our thing.
giving you that information.
And the good thing is, we can dispel myths. Like someone might be like, excuse me, Nelson and Cambo, should we think about the listener? I'm like, nah. We came up with this idea on air. Not thinking about the listener.
Listen to episode 158. We just ignore them.
Yeah. Obviously, everyone here, get out your phone and subscribe.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
big
what
trap.
we should do straight away. I used to be like, look, the key is marketing. So
Yeah.
like right now, everybody get out your
So
phones.
we've locked the doors.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, okay.
I think another chapter for my life could be the Dark Ascension.
The Darkest. That's a very poetic name.
Yeah. It's just a bit foreboding.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. This is the name of the chapter for something that's about to happen. I don't know. Could be the Dark Ascension.
In a way, naming your chapter before you begin it is a really bad way to write a chapter. Because then you get that chapter like Dark Ascension. I guess this has to be dark.
Yeah.
But if you wrote it like I Become a Millionaire, then that chapter, that has to occur. Otherwise, it's a bad chapter title. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's right. But it's much easier to say to fulfill a dark ascension, whatever that means. It's very broad. Becoming a millionaire, very specific.
Okay, so here's the problem then. You're naming your next chapter the Dark Ascension.
Yep.
But what happens if you have a really good couple of years? How do they, when people are like, but why was that called the Dark Ascension? How do you justify it?
I say, just wait.
And then
It'll be like you got a wife and kids.
Yeah.
And they're like, just wait. Because I feel like sometimes, that is like a bit of a poetic thing in a story where they title like the beginning, the happy moment, something bleak. And you're like,
Right.
I don't get it. Why is this so
Yeah.
bleak? Like, in fact, in the movie Candy, which for some reason we've brought up before, the Heath Ledger movie where he's addicted to heroin, they talk about when he starts on heroin. Oh, it's titled Heaven, actually. It's kind of the opposite. but and that like slowly gets worse. But I think, maybe you can title it in a way that makes it seem like it seems good. The events that are happening are good, but why is this bad? It's like an interesting, get people hooked in.
Also, I reckon you could get out of answering it by just saying something vague and making people think they've misinterpreted it. Like, oh, that was a really positive chapter, but you named it that. And you'd be like, Like, oh, there must be a deeper meaning to this.
Read it again. Yeah, I think, okay. Yeah, that's good. Just mess with people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, if you're going to write a book, you should name chapter 2, chapter 3.
Oh.
Just so people are like, oh, wait, what? Hang on.
Yeah.
And
oh boy, I should go back through this.
Yeah, they have to go back and read chapter 1 again, and then they get chapter 3. And then it
Chapter 3 is named chapter 2?
No, but when they get to chapter 4, like, well done for sticking to it, because there isn't a chapter 2.
You tell them this in the book.
You read a whole chapter with a chapter missing, and you stuck to it. Well done.
Yeah, okay.
Here's chapter 6.
I would like the idea. I think that's a good marketing tool. If you you sell the book in the store, nobody's going to get to chapter 2 by like just browsing it in store.
Right.
They take it home, read chapter 1. Oh, no chapter 2. Oh, I've got a dud copy.
Oh,
I'll go back and get another one.
Brilliant. I've been inspired by like the likes of EA games and such.
Yep.
Chapter 2 sold separately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
There's
think-
some important stuff in there as well.
Yeah.
You gotta have it.
Some DLC camper.
There's a whole other character in chapter 2.
That'd be really interesting if you created a book where it was a different story depending on how much you paid to introduce more things into
But
it.
it would be
Like
interesting. Say it's like a murder mystery.
Yeah.
And chapter 2 actually sets up who the murderer was. So then
Yeah.
at the end, when the twist comes, if you haven't read chapter 2, like, wait, who is Bruce? Where did Bruce come? Oh, he's in chapter 2.
Literally only mentioned him now. Yeah, I think that'd be a good way. No, I think that'd be interesting. Like if you kind of create a story that is relatively boring,
Right.
but with each additional, I don't think chapter, I think it's just like missing pages.
Okay.
They give it a bit more excitement every time. So you can just pay to up the excitement a little bit to the level that you're comfortable
It's like,
with.
say there's a big gunfight. And you can actually buy extra pages that go more into detail about an extended gunfight.
Yeah. One of them is just a shootout. Just one guy shoots another one.
Yeah.
And that's it. The end. Go again. Guy's got a bulletproof vest. He takes out the bullet. Then he shoots back.
Yeah.
Bit of a back and forth.
This is the
If
natural...
you spend $400, it's a war.
This is the natural evolution to the old choose your own adventure books.
Yeah. That's right. Pay for your own adventure. I like it. Okay, here's another one.
Okay.
This one is by Slade Says. Anthony Bourdain once said, "There's a guy in my head, and all he wants to do is lay in bed all day long, smoke pot, and watch old movies and cartoons. My life is a series of stratagems to avoid and outwit that guy. Who is that guy for you, and what do you do to avoid him?"
Okay. So it's about motivation.
Yeah.
How do we stay motivated? Mm-hmm. Well, as you know, we release this podcast every Monday without fail.
Without fail.
So how do we do that, Nelson? How do we pull that off?
Well, here's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with this wholeheartedly.
Okay.
There's a guy in my head, and all he wants to do is play games and lay in bed all day.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily into the pot necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I'd watch old movies and cartoons. Throw that in there.
Sure.
I suppose.
How old, though? You don't want to go too old.
Oh, no, too old. But
No, you want talking in the film. If it's old piano and title cards, you've gone too far.
yeah.
Oh, no.
And my life is a series of stratagems to make that guy exist.
Oh, right. So
Because-
like work is getting in the way of that guy.
Work is getting in the way of him.
Mm.
I feel like work is not really, nobody wants to be that person that's working all the time. And sure, you're getting a lot of money and stuff, but really you're getting money to fulfill your leisure time. That's what money is for.
So can I have a theory
Mhm.
that this just shows the absolute privilege that Anthony Bourdain lived because his job was traveling the world,
Yeah.
eating food.
Yeah.
And if this guy got in his head, it would stop him traveling the world and eating food.
Okay, yeah.
But your job is kind of administrative.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does sound better to lay in bed.
Lay in bed.
And watch old, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, so
his life was such
he was
privilege.
so good.
He's like, oh my god, can you imagine if I spent the day laying in bed instead of traveling the world and eating
Yeah,
food?
yeah.
What a waste that would be.
He's not saying that would be bad. He's kind of saying that would be good, but just not as good.
not as good as how
traveling
good
around
my
the world.
life is.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never read it. I never read it like that way.
Yeah, like that to me, I understand that it's supposed to be about motivation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, otherwise you won't achieve anything, you just lay in bed all day, et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
But, yeah, I think the way that he's phrased it maybe is... Because I think we had something similar, which is essentially it was like, fuck motivation. That whole idea
that's
that
right, yeah.
motivation is fleeting and will come to you without you even trying.
Yeah.
It's dedication and like sticking to something that is the real impressive bit.
Yeah.
You might want to go to the gym every now and then. It's going to the gym when you don't want it and stuff like that. I subscribe much more to that than I do to this.
Yes. But I think you can still kind of put it in the same category because he's saying, what do you do to avoid that guy? It's like, what do you force yourself to do to not get motivated? It's what is it that you? What are the stratagems
Well,
that,
it's interesting because I think in this period of my life, this chapter, whatever I called it,
yeah,
the one
October,
you have to pay,
I think.
the one you have to pay extra for.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff in my life at the moment has been about like letting go of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not important. What's important is actually just enjoying life and you know, like the small things like being able to every now and then sleep in on a morning and sleep. So I'm kind of weirdly going in the opposite direction where when I was younger, I mean, I'm still in my 20s. Not to brag.
Not by much, Cambo. And let me tell you, the 30s are the worst.
You assume.
I'm assuming because I'm getting closer.
Yeah.
And life, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
So,
and I think it's about your like frame of mind. Because I think especially someone like Anthony Bourdain or people like that, they want to be remembered for something.
Yeah. And
it's whether or not you're comfortable being remembered for something or just living a good life.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good point. In self, I actually remember my high school had the motto. I think they had multiple, but one of them was like, leave your mark. And I always thought that
graffiti
as an interesting, our high school was graffitied a lot.
Yeah, and they're like,
with that slogan. And they were like, well, I guess we did tell them to do that.
They've really tied us up with logic there.
Yeah. Don't want to remove it. No, and I always thought about that growing up, and how I thought that was a good kind of sense of motivation, something to achieve, to leave your mark. But I think about that less and less, I think, the older that I get, because I feel like it's less important to leave your mark, because I think that leaving your mark isn't necessarily does not correlate to like happiness, or anything remotely like that. Or you can leave your mark in a bad way. So avoid that.
And like let's take maybe like Hollywood as an example, because that's where most fame is, right? At least at this moment in history. And there are a lot of people that have left their mark to the detriment of maybe their personal lives, and have sacrificed marriages and family and stuff like that to leave their mark. And it really is up to what kind of person you want to be. Do you want to be remembered as some icon of the screen, or in your family as a good like father and husband and etc. So it kind of comes down to that as well. So
that's right.
So leave your mark if you want.
If you want.
If you don't want to leave a mark, that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you want to lie in bed and smoke pot all day and watch old movies, not too old, and cartoons, then do it.
As long as it's not to the detriment of others, do what you want.
I feel like that might be a detriment to others. Actually, I don't have any children or anything.
Yeah.
What am I doing, Camber? What am I doing here? I could be in bed.
You were in bed before you were here.
I did have a nap during the day. You know what? I've just realized there isn't that guy in my head. It's me. It's just me. All right, Camber, let's get into Today I Learned. So now it's time for Today I Learned. Today I Learned. This Today I Learned is by Bosmoo. Today I learned Jason Statham almost drowned during the filming of The Expendables 3 when a truck's brakes failed and it plunged into the Black Sea, but survived thanks to being an Olympic-class diver.
Yeah, it's my favorite fact about him, that he was an Olympic-class diver.
Really?
Yeah, it's footage of it.
I want to know.
He's good as well. He's Olympic, right? So you think he's good.
Right.
But you hear that, and I've watched the footage. There's two things I like about it. One, he's got hair, which is really interesting.
That is interesting.
And two, you watch it, you're like, he's really good.
Okay, yeah. Okay, this is why I thought this is a massive crock of shit.
This story.
That he almost died.
Right.
And what saved him was being an Olympic-class diver. Let's just play out this scenario, okay? He's in a truck. The brakes.
Sounds like he should have been an Olympic class mechanic.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got him. Wouldn't have even had to. You, if anything, you've lost a truck.
Yeah, because you would have inspected it before you went it because you're an Olympic class mechanic.
Yeah.
You're not getting into a
Before
truck.
this scene, I better just check, guys. Yeah. Down one track because of his stupid diving is what I think. But at what point, like, okay, truck goes off, I imagine, the end of a pier. I can't remember this in the movie at all.
Imagine if they cut it.
Yeah.
Like, what? I almost died doing
Literally
that.
almost died.
Yeah, but it doesn't. The narrative flow was off.
Yeah. But you didn't, Jason.
Look, if you had died, I would have kept it
We
in.
would have kept it in. We would have felt really bad and kept it
We would
in.
have needed to explain where you went.
Yeah, that's right. It just would have been weird if you just weren't in the other scenes. But okay, truck goes off the end of a pier into water.
Yeah.
How many seconds have you got before you're in a lot of trouble?
Yeah.
I think you've got a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to be an Olympic class diver to get out of that situation.
And no, this is what I think it is. Because I can see the idea that because he was an Olympic class diver, he was quite a good swimmer. And I understand that connection. But what this is this person knows two facts about Jason Statham.
Yeah.
They know that he almost died filming The Expendables 2.
Yeah.
And he was an Olympic class diver.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to post twice. So they put them in the same sentence.
Yeah. Today I learned Jason Statham died. Also today I learned Jason
yeah.
Statham is Olympic class diver. I think the person is Jason Statham. I think he wanted to bring up the fact that he was an Olympic class diver. I can imagine in the interviews, following the movie, the hype up to the movie.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well, I don't know if you know, but
Do the voice.
Letterman. I don't know if you know.
Not...
What voice am I doing?
Statham
I thought
voice.
you just a voice.
Oh, yeah. Statham voice.
Oh, that's a pretty good
Thank
Statham
you.
voice.
I'm not going to say any more because
got-
I was amazed I did that.
Yeah, that was really on point.
Yeah.
So anyway, Letterman,
That's not
I
bad.
was I was in the truck and it went over the edge, and then my Olympic class diving kicked in like a.
So he wanted to let him in and be like, wait. You were what?
Oh yeah, I think I went into like Aussie bloke a little bit. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Nah, yeah.
yeah. Olympic class diver, mate. Yeah. But I think that's how he did it because it was not necessary to the survival of that.
What I like is that normally when someone wants to be an actor, that's something they wanted to do for quite young. Generally, you'll find. So obviously, he'd had aspirations of acting at some point in his life. And he's like, diving will just be a stopgap.
Yeah.
And then he was just so good at it. And someone must have been like, Jason, you're an Olympic diver. He's like, nah, acting.
Yeah. That's true. Like you've done really well for yourself in this.
Want to be an actor.
Oh, okay. Now I think he's thanking his lucky stars that he did that as a. Well,
Okay, I can imagine, like, maybe he wins like a silver medal or something and they interview them afterwards and he's like, I'm available for any student films that you want to do.
yeah. I imagine maybe he was like, it was straight after the dive and he's like, I've got all this adrenaline rushing through my body. I feel like I could use this in some method acting. And that's when he got his first role.
Maybe it's just a brilliant way to get on TV. He craved the fame of the screen.
Okay, that's
He's
how you
like,
start.
he went to a couple auditions, didn't get any. He's like, I'm going to get on TV somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, he happened to be walking past a local pool.
Yeah. And they're like, hey, in about 20 years, you can become a professional Olympic diver. And he said, sign me up.
This will get me into Expendables 2.
Do you think there is any skills you've picked up in life that could help you survive certain situations?
One skill, and we may have even talked about this on the show. One skill that I have that isn't needed in my life and surprises people is that I can ride a horse.
Right.
And I wonder if in some way the ability to ride a horse might save my life one day.
Yes.
Say we happen to accidentally travel in time to a medieval battlefield.
Okay.
And we're running away from the battlefield, but you're running on foot, but I jump on a horse.
Yeah.
I might, you're obviously
Sorry, do you pick me up? Or?
Obviously, you're dead. I don't have time. I can ride a horse, but I can't bring someone onto a horse. That's not a skill I have.
I mean, okay, but like, what if maybe I could jump? Like, if you just waited like a second, I could jump up on the horse. Like, give me like 2 or 3 tries at least.
I'll give you this deal. If you want, I'll kill you now quicker.
Oh, I mean, this is hypothetical. Like, how close are they?
I'll kill you just in case.
I feel like maybe I should take my chances and like hide.
I wouldn't want you to die in a horrible way. I'll quickly kill you and then I'll ride off.
Okay, this is what I'll do.
Yeah. I have enough time to kill you, but you don't have enough time to run away. That's the weird time frame that we're in.
Yeah. Well, okay. This is lucky for me and the skills I've picked up in life.
Yeah.
I've done some acting lessons.
Oh.
So I'm gonna pretend.
Is this podcast your Olympic diving? This is just your way of getting into the big time.
Yeah, that's right. There'll be a fact about me. Today I learned on Reddit in the future when I'm a big Hollywood movie star, and they'll say, "Did you know Nelson got all his acting ability from the Reddit on Reddit podcast?"
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. He still does it. It's still the
from
longest
you.
running. But yeah, I think I could pretend to be one of the enemies.
Okay.
And kill you.
Oh, so as the enemy approaches, you're like, "Yeah, let's get him!"
Yeah.
And you run with them.
This guy, yeah,
that's good. That's good.
They pick me up on the horse. Now we're chasing you.
Oh no!
Yeah, and I know you very well, Cambo. I could smell you out. Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
You'd be like, he's not far. He's not that good at riding a horse.
Yeah.
He can just do it, kind of.
Trust me, he only did this when he was younger.
Yeah.
We're fine, guys. If anything,
there he is.
We could. He's fallen off. Okay, let's do another quick one here.
Okay.
This is by AE51. Today I learned that the final science exam for 8th grade students in Ketchikan, Alaska, is a 2-night survival trip on an uninhabited island.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
That's science in Alaska.
Yeah.
Look, if you can survive out here, you probably don't need science.
Yeah, I'm wondering sort of what they have to do. Like, is it that they get pushed onto this island with nothing?
Yeah.
And then you have to like create tools and start fires and stuff.
Yeah.
Or, because if they've got a pack,
I'll be honest, that could be a final exam for all of your subjects in one.
Yeah.
Do you pay attention in woodworking?
Yeah.
Or make a shelter.
Yeah. I can make a box.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not going to help you.
You've got this much food between this many people. Use maths to work out what the rations are.
Or kill the other people.
Yeah.
PE. Yeah, I think I actually like that idea. In fact, I think that you could. I'm thinking up the difficulty.
Sure.
I think the problem is this is uninhabited.
So you're thinking like
an inhabited island.
You're thinking like a Lost scenario where there's the others.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a different class. But that class has a different mission.
Yeah, kill the class.
Yeah. That's the PE one.
I think, yeah.
Or gym for our American listeners.
I think they still call it PE as well, don't they?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, I think, or like cannibals, native cannibals.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Home ec.
Might have. Home ec. Yeah, that's a good one. Do you think you survive 2 nights with nothing? You have nothing.
Oh, yeah, I could survive 2 nights.
And it's in the Alaskan winter. Doesn't say it. I'm making it that way.
Yeah, Alaska, though, they got a lot of bears and stuff.
Yeah. So, would you survive, Kimbo? Can't ride a horse away from a bear, can you? Probably could.
You probably could. Maybe actually great.
Damn it. Probably can't act my way out of a bear situation, can I?
You need to be bloody good.
Yeah,
Even Leo didn't act his way out of a bear in the Covenant. And he's the best actor in the world, Nelson. Oh my God.
That's true. Well, there are some bears. Isn't playing dead sometimes a strategy to some bears? It's like if it's like a black bear they'll just keep killing you or something. But if it's like a brown bear, then they just, if they think you're dead, they're like, oh, so maybe I could survive. You've ridden off in one direction. I'm on the ground.
As I explained to you, no time to pull you up.
Yeah. But other than that, you feel confident with your survival
I think
capabilities?
I can survive 2 days, yeah.
Okay. Not if I was there, Cambo.
Okay.
I'd feed you to the cannibals. Okay, let's get into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, thoughts, thoughts.
This shower thought is by RunnerDude01. Once fully autonomous vehicles become standard, we will actually have to leave on time because they probably won't speed for us.
That's it. Yeah, this is a... Now I don't know if I want... Because that's one of the best things.
I want to risk death to get to my destination.
No, I'll just blame the car. I'm like, I left on time. I don't know what I did wrong.
Yeah,
I'm good. Yeah. I'll give me a self drive.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I've got culpability on something else.
Yeah, okay.
Is it the external locus of control? I think they call it. When you blame
other people,
blame outside factors and not yourself.
Yeah. It would be one of those. It would be a common excuse, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like the dog ate my homework sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know, the car took a slower route.
Yeah.
I don't know what it did. It was real weird. I kept going below the speed limit.
Yeah. And everybody's like, yeah, they all agree because they want to use that excuse later on in their life.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to pull you up on it.
No car's ever done anything wrong. But everyone's like, yeah, they're all a bit shit, aren't they? Because everyone wants the ability to be able to say,
yeah,
oh yeah, my car did that.
Yeah, that's right. I sort of think that it's fine. Have you ever been in a situation where, have you ever been in a cab or an Uber and you said, I'm running late. I need to step on it.
Oh, to the driver?
To the driver?
No.
Yeah, that situation?
No.
Neither have I. No, I did it once. I was going on my way to a wedding and I didn't say to him, but I was running late for this wedding. Yeah. Not my fault, obviously. I was on time.
And to be fair, that is why you got divorced.
Yeah. Well, didn't even have to. But I was on the phone and I just made very loud comments about how late I was and how I was meant to do it.
I don't know if I'll get there in time. I'm not driving.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. It's not really dependent on me. It's dependent on the guy driving and if he wants to speed up of his own volition or not.
That would be a 5-star rating.
Yeah, that's right. Wasn't Uber, so... but he wouldn't have a bar of it. But I feel like I'm missing something in my life. Like maybe it should be a bucket list thing where you get in a car and you say, step on it.
Yep. Well, surely you would want to... Okay, let's do this. I'll speed somewhere. And you get into a cab behind me and you say, follow that car.
Oh.
And you see if you can live out one of those film situations where this cab driver is actually happy to follow a car around at a higher than regular speed.
If I was a cab driver, I would do that.
You would do it?
Yeah. I'd be like, this is my chance. I've been waiting for this moment.
See where this leads.
Yeah. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Let's do that. Okay, here's another one for you.
Okay.
This is by NKP06. The person you care for the most has the potential to destroy you the most.
Oh my God. I need to cut all connections to anyone.
To all people in my life.
No, what you need is nuclear deterrent. Like, I feel you and I could destroy each other.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're always just on like a hair trigger, looking at each other, being like, oh, but if you say that, I'm going to say this, and if you say that, I'm going to.
Okay.
So that's what you need. You need mutually assured destruction in any good relationship.
I see.
Yeah.
I think that now what we should do is let each other know what
deepest, darkest secret is.
the ways in which we would destroy each other.
Right.
so that we know that if we were to use that against the other person, we know what's coming for us.
Okay.
You know,
yeah, right.
Either A, we can prepare,
Yeah.
or B, like it is a deterrent, and we don't want to do anything with that. How would you destroy me, so to speak?
I don't know. Like to our credit, I don't think we've done anything terrible in the past. You know?
I mean, we've said most of it on this podcast.
Yeah. All of the listeners of this show could bring us down to the high.
Yeah, that's right.
Like I don't think, at least to my knowledge, you have any deep dark secret of like, oh, you used to be an alcoholic and you don't want some girl you're dating to know about it or anything like that.
That's true. Okay,
I don't make up stuff. Because then they'll be like, he would know, actually.
Yeah.
Cambo would be the one that knows.
They're pretty good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I reckon I could start that you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, you could be like, oh, he's having affairs. You're like, well, they didn't live together. And because whatever I say, I would sound like the liar.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's actually
Why
pretty
am I giving
easy.
you ideas?
Here's how I'd destroy you mentally, Cambo.
Okay.
This isn't so much that I would tell other people stuff. You would spontaneously combust. I would go around to all the local stores around you and where you work, buy all the chocolate.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I could still order it for the internet.
I'd pick it up.
Oh, no. There's big signs in all the stores with my face with a big cross through it. Do not sell to this man.
This man is using chocolate to persuade children into his cars. Do not sell him chocolate.
See, because that, in many respects, is the worst part. Because then you're like, well, everyone thinks I'm a pedophile. And I'm like, and I can't get chocolate.
And you can't get chocolate. I guess the pedophile thing is kind of bad.
Cambo, we need to know what you're more upset about.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, just a couple ideas. Mm-hmm. Listeners, how would you destroy us?
Yeah, it's true. It's not that we know each other's deep, dark secrets. It's that we know each other's weaknesses.
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
What's my weakness? I don't think I want to know.
The Lord Jesus.
Oh boy. Oh boy, you got me.
Yeah.
I'm really scared of his wrath.
You know what? I didn't think he was the savior of all mankind. What do you think of that?
Oh my god. How dare you? Okay, here's another one.
Okay.
This is by Yelekikela. Wait. Yelekikela 7.
Okay.
And they said, some people think the legality of a drug is what determines if it's bad or not.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying like caffeine, for example, is quite an addictive drug, but because it's not illegal, it's not so bad.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that's actually a good way. If we're going in like stepping up from one to another, then there's things like
tobacco.
And nicotine, where it's not illegal, but it is if you're underage, to be sold that. So it's like slightly illegal. It's seen worse than caffeine, and then you get to.
I do find it really interesting, like tobacco as an example, especially in this country, we have really advanced anti-smoking laws. I think one of the most restrictive in the world. Mm-hmm. We're the first to have like the warning signs on the packets, and we have quite gruesome photos and stuff like that.
I think we were the first country to take on the tobacco lobbyists in court.
And win.
And win.
As well.
And win, yeah.
But it's interesting that there is, because tobacco is a drug, and at this point, the government is like, let's make this clear. Do not use this product.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, make it illegal. And they're like,
nah, but we get pretty good taxes.
I'm not going to make it illegal. Just don't smoke.
Just don't do it. It is funny that it is something like that isn't illegal yet. Yeah. And I feel like you would just be so much better off to do that. Because, nobody really needs it. Yeah. But I do think it's interesting, like it's the same with weed at the moment,
sure,
which is being legalized in a lot of states in America,
yep.
And all parts of the world, really. Mm-hmm. It's becoming more legal. And I think the interesting part is that, like, I'm not really against it, but I don't see weed as being like this healthy thing for you. But I think that because it's been made legal in a lot of places, it's getting this idea of like, oh, this is fine for you. Like, this is a good thing.
Right.
Now, like, oh, we've proved it's not as bad as what people say. So then therefore it's healthy.
But what about, because people do use it medically, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
For like glaucoma, I want to say, or like
I think there's lots of things, pain
relief,
stuff. Yeah.
Having a really good time, like medical things like that.
Yeah. Well, that's like morphine, right?
Yeah.
Same, so that you can abuse it and like, get super high off it, but also it's used medically in a good way.
Yeah. What do you think of the whole thing of like the government kind of deeming what you can do to your own body? Like, if someone wants to kill themselves with drugs, is it the right of the government to be able to stop that?
Yeah, I think that's a funny point because there was an Australian party that I think maybe it was pretty small. I can't remember. I just remember it was run by this one guy, and his whole policies and everything was that nothing should be illegal, and everybody should be responsible for their own well-being, and a significant portion of me agrees with that.
Right.
I think I've even spoken about before. I hate the idea of safety laws because I think we breed ignorance by doing like idiocy by, people sort of outsourcing blame. When it's like, well, if you just weren't an idiot about what you were doing, then
Then in that way, do you need to have, if you cut those laws, do you need to then use money to then educate people better?
Yeah, I think that's like kind of what I've always said. Like the idea that, okay, let's take seatbelts, for example.
Yeah.
I think that it shouldn't be against the law to not wear. So if you're not wearing a seatbelt, that's fine. But all cars have to have seatbelts. You can't manufacture a car without a seatbelt.
Yeah.
So people, can't say, oh, I didn't have the opportunity to be safe. It's like, no, you did, and you opted not to.
In a way, do you think that making something a law gets them around the hassle of having to educate everyone about it? So, like maybe seatbelts, for example, people kept dying in instances could have been saved by a seatbelt, and they kept trying to train people, and they were spending a lot of money. And he's like, just make it a law.
Yeah,
then everyone has to do it. I don't have to tell anyone.
Because that's such an interesting thing, isn't it? The fact that there are tons of laws.
Yeah.
In each country, all have different ones. Sometimes even different states in different countries have different laws.
Yeah.
And if you break the law, it's too bad. You're expected to know that law.
Yeah.
Like, and that is the thing. It's kind of funny the way you put it, whether it's education or just make it a law, because then too bad if you didn't know it.
Yeah.
you it's a law. You're meant to know all laws. And funnily enough, like, cops don't have to know all laws, which I think is really funny.
Yeah.
When
They just have to have a pretty good idea.
Pretty good understanding. But you can be busted for every law just as a civilian who hasn't gone through any sort of law training at all. But I don't know. It's an interesting concept.
Conceivably, a cop could pull you over, be like, it was illegal. You're like, is it? You're like, probably. Yeah. Neither of you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Maybe you could convince the cops. It's not. Don't worry about it. It's definitely not.
You could do it using your acting.
Oh, I've got that
Meanwhile,
skill.
I've escaped on a horse.
They've pulled us over in the car.
Yeah.
You've got the horse out of the
horse
trailer.
They pulled us over on one of those police horses. And I've stolen their horse.
Oh my God, you've stolen the police horse.
And you're acting like I didn't.
Did he just steal hers?
No. Oh, wow. You convinced me. Just walks off whistling.
I like that my acting is just nope.
But you do it so well.
Yeah.
You really lived in that character.
Very convincing. Okay, Gambit. I think now it's time for podnapping.
Oh my God, I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment from another podcast and we do it ourselves. But Cambo, it's been no secret to the listeners or yourself that we've been struggling for some segments on podcasts. So I thought that maybe I'd just stretch the rules a little bit. Okay. And now as in addition to stealing a segment or a topic of conversation from another podcast, we could also do our own ideas for a podcast.
Right. Okay. So we can kind of pitch a podcast.
We can pitch a podcast, do the segment that we think might be on that podcast.
If someone hears a podcast and we're not going to do it, but they want to do it, can they buy it for $100?
200.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So we get 100 each.
Yeah. But I'm glad you clarified because people might have been thinking about that. Okay, so by the way, I did actually tell Stacey, your girlfriend, about this. Did she tell you about this idea at all? Warn you in any way, shape, or form?
We haven't talked.
Okay. Good.
In weeks, actually. Oh my god.
Oh,
I don't want it to bring me down.
I think you've broken up.
Oh
no. So basically, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You're just going to have to. This is going to sort of be a bit of a surprise segment to you.
Okay.
I've connected my phone.
Yep. What is this called? What is this podcast?
That'll give it away.
Okay.
Also, it could fail.
Okay.
Very, very badly.
We've failed on this podcast many times. We still upload it.
This might take the cake.
Okay.
I'm going to make a call now, okay?
Mm-hmm. As in a phone call?
A phone call.
Okay.
It's the first time.
This advises that the number you have dialed has been disconnected.
Wait.
Okay. It's going well so far. So you're trying to call someone and surprise me on this show?
Sort of.
Okay.
Optus advises that the mobile phone you are calling is cut.
Okay, hold on. One last chance.
Okay.
And
do you have a backup?
Sort of.
Okay.
Okay.
The person you're calling, have you told them beforehand that you might call?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now we're on.
Hello?
Hi. This is Nelson. You don't know me, but I'm calling from the Reddit podcast. I'm here with Cambo. We're recording at the moment. I was just wondering if you had a second to talk.
No, not really.
Oh, I was just going to ask you some questions just about yourself. We're doing a segment. It's called Surprise Interview.
No, I don't have time. Sorry.
Okay. You couldn't just tell us like a little bit about yourself?
No.
Okay. Thanks anyway.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Now, if anyone wants to purchase this podcast idea, you can. It's $200.
Should we try another one, Gambo?
So you're just dialing random numbers.
I tried to dial my neighbor,
Okay.
but both of those didn't go through for some reason.
Right. But you didn't want to just call someone that we know that you think might be like, oh yeah, it's Nelson. He's doing something for his podcast. And then,
Far more boring, Gambo.
Okay.
Far more boring.
I mean, you can try again.
Okay, let's try another number. Mm-hmm. Give me 3 numbers, Gambo.
064.
064.
This is
It'll be terrible.
the bottom of the barrel, Nelson. The oh my God. Nelson, this is the worst thing you've ever done. If people are unsubscribing in droves as they listen to a man dial numbers at random, no one's going to talk to you.
Okay.
Why, would you talk to? I wouldn't.
I would definitely talk to somebody for a second.
Because by the way, the first woman, whoever she was, she wasn't busy.
she might have been. I think the problem is they think that maybe I'm a like telemarketer of sorts.
Yep.
Even though I explained very well that I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the problem is you don't have the name recognition of like a famous radio host.
Should we just pretend we're Hamish and Andy? Let's try this one, Cambo.
Okay.
Welcome to the voicemail
God
system.
damn it.
Hi, this is
Oh,
the
no.
Reddit on Reddit podcast.
Hold on, Cambo. I hung up. Well, let's do
Okay.
that again.
Okay. So you want to leave a message? Let me know, then
I
miss the
probably should have
opportunity.
put my number on private.
Oh my god, you're gonna and then I get called on the show.
Ready?
Welcome to the voicemail system.
Hi, this is the Reddit on Reddit podcast. Feel free to like and subscribe on any podcast app you'd like. We actually tried to call you for a random segment called Nelson.
Surprise interview.
If you would like to purchase the idea for this as a podcast, write in readitpodcast@gmail.com. That's READIT podcast@gmail.com. For $200, this idea could be all yours. Okay, there we go.
Might get a sale out of that. Actually, maybe we should just call people and try to start selling them things.
Now the problem is you have become a telemarketer, which is the very thing you feared people would think you are.
We'll see if they want to do an interview,
Mm-hmm.
and then if not, we'll sell them something.
So, do you have time to talk for an interview? No, I don't. Okay, are you interested in purchasing this as a podcast?
Okay, one more. Game.
Okay, Nelson, I'm about to call time of death, but okay.
It's calling.
I can't hear anything.
It says calling.
The person you are calling is
Okay.
Ah.
I feel.
All
Can
right.
I just say this, and maybe
Yeah.
people can write in to listen, that this was so bad that you should podnap again. Because
Well, I didn't really do a podcast.
Yeah,
Podnapping
this
segment
doesn't
today.
count. You harassed a nice lady to try and talk to you.
The thing is, she didn't hang up. I feel like if I had persisted, she would have answered one question. I could call her back, Gambit.
No, leave her alone. She's done enough.
I've got her number.
No, don't.
Maybe I'll just leak her number, Gambit. That'll teach her.
Teach her what? For answering her phone for a number she doesn't know. Then politely saying, no, I don't really have time to talk. You're like, oh my God, how could she have wronged me in such a way?
Okay, hold on, Cam. I can save this.
Okay.
I've got a new.
I don't believe you, and you
Got
will
an-
be podnapping again next week.
I've got a new podcast segment.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
It's called. Hold on.
It's called Hold On. For people listening, Nelson is furiously typing on his phone, ignoring the fact that this is supposed to be a broadcast.
This
that's
is part
entertaining
of
in
the
any way.
part of the podcast, Cam.
Why does anyone listen to this show?
Okay.
At this point, it's just a man on his phone, and he's just sat opposite a man explaining that.
Okay, this
Okay.
podcast new idea is called Social Media Minute.
Okay. Did you what have you done?
I've Googled podcast segment ideas.
First of all, breaking a rule of the show, which is no Googling during the show.
I Yahoo'd. So
Liar.
okay, hold on. Kevin, this is great. Let
Yeah.
me tell you about what it was called.
Social media.
Social Media Minute. Create a hashtag
Uh-huh.
and read out the posts that use that hashtag. You can engage with your listeners and have them contribute to a fun segment on your podcast. Okay, new idea.
No, so we gotta call it.
We
gotta call it.
Kevin,
You
I don't want to have to do another podcasting segment next
People
week.
are going to look at this. I'm amazed people have got this far because they've looked at it and they've been like, this podcast is 2.5 hours long. Why is it so long? It's only about an hour 15.
Okay, Kevin, give me this is the
You're also
podcast.
getting in the way. We've
Give
had
me a
people
word.
right into this show that want to contribute and you're blocking that from happening.
Give me a word. Give me a word, Kembo.
Detonate.
Detonate?
Yes.
Detonate.
Because I want to blow up this segment.
Okay, I've searched hashtag detonate.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read you what I find. Is this a good
Oh
podcast?
my God.
podcast?
This is the low point. This
Good
absolute
podcast,
low
isn't it?
point of this podcast. I can't believe that you try and get someone else. I'm amazed I'm here for this podcast. It's oh boy.
I tried to
That's
get
my
somebody who didn't
birthday.
even know that they
This
were.
is what you've done for my birthday.
Okay. Hashtag detonate vinyl is in. Merch store will be stocked this week. Next.
Okay, well that's a free ad.
We'll have them at the shows too.
And who tweeted that?
That was Ballyhoo.
Okay, well that's a good free ad for them. The merch store will be restocked. The detonate vinyls are in.
This is by Vanessa.
Mm-hmm.
Do not buy tickets from this girl. Retweet. She's scammed people for Park Life and Detonate. Jake, dump her, hun.
Okay, well.
This is a service announcement.
Jake,
more than
if you're
anything.
listening,
Dump
and
her.
you're not, because no one is listening anymore at this point.
No one's listening. That's it. It's done. Anyway, that was Podnapping. Hope you
Oh my
enjoyed
God.
it.
Now, again, do write in if you think Nelson should podnap again next week, because he can't
I gave
be
you.
allowed
I gave you 2
to
podcasts.
get away with this. Because then next week I'm going to be like, oh, my podnapping segment. I can't do it. It's just strategically it can't be done. So I guess it's on to AMA.
I really thought that I was like, do I need a backup? I was like, nah. this
What?
will
Just out
probably
of
be fine.
interest, you pitched this to Stacey. What was her reaction? Did
She
she
said,
encourage this?
This is a great idea. She said, why don't you? She said, I think you should ditch podnapping and just do that every week. And I said, you're probably right, Stacey, because that's how good it sounds.
Okay, well,
that's how good
when
it's going to
Stacey
play
and I-
out.
When Stacey and I are back on speaking terms,
Yeah.
and she comes back from wherever she went a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
I'll ask her.
Okay. I was so annoyed. I didn't get. I should have tested numbers beforehand that they would call.
Yeah.
It turns out I don't have any number neighbors. That's a bit depressing.
Yeah, a little bit.
On either side.
Yeah.
Nothing. Oh. You learn something new every day.
I've learned nothing from this.
Okay, this is the Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can ask us anything you want. We've got 2 here.
Yes, I got one here from Amy. She says, good morning from Melbourne, gentlemen. I have finally caught up and listened to every single episode of the show. Well, Amy, you've now been featured on the worst episode of the show, so congratulations. I
think
started in
best
March,
episode.
and this means an average of 5 to 6 episodes a week. That's way too much.
That is an insane amount
That's-
in 1 week.
Yeah.
You've done that wrong.
We should not be in anyone's head that constantly, because we are barely keeping our lives together. I'm pretty impressed with myself, really, and even more impressed with how entertaining you've kept me as I've traveled all around and on the morning commute to work in London. You've officially been listened to in the UK, Egypt, Turkey, Germany, Norway, Sweden, and Switzerland, even if it's all by an Australian.
All right, brag.
I'm also impressed that you've actually, I'm legitimately impressed that you've done it.
Yeah.
I think the best
She's really swayed our figures, though.
Yeah,
Camber.
it's true. Yeah.
I thought we had listeners in Switzerland and Norway. Probably not. It's just her.
Unless we spruiking it.
Oh.
We like on the train, headphones and go, ha, 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 you guys should check this out.
Not headphones in.
Wow.
That's what I'm hoping.
She can, yeah.
Just on speaker.
She continued. They won't understand us.
Yeah.
I think the best part is when I weirdly start laughing to myself on public transport, opportunity to spruik, and know that there's no way I could possibly explain why things like a Tesla you sleep in, sexy animal facts, or the Montague Street Bridge, or your endless loopholes for making money are hilarious. Well done. I do feel sad now that I have to wait a whole week for a new episode. Well, Amy, this, I presume, will be the last episode you ever listened to because of what happened. My question for you is...
Okay, this is what I'm just going to interrupt for
go.
a second. Also write in if you want me to try again for surprise interview. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
some people might want to
If there is a
hear
groundswell
the
of support,
successful. Yeah.
I will allow
It's
it.
not just about me doing another podcasting something. If you want to hear a successful
Yep.
surprise interview, I'll research the numbers. I'll make sure that they can be called,
Uh-huh.
and I'll get like 10.
Okay.
Just in case.
Now, here's the thing. If no one writes in for that, and next week you come and say, because we have a little podcasting sound deck here, and you can pair your phone to it.
Yep.
If you start pairing your phone, I'm gonna switch it off.
Okay.
Anyway, she says, my question to you is, what is the weirdest thing you have ever eaten or come across to eat? Mine is either, surströmming. I don't know if I've pronounced that wrong. Fermented fish from Sweden, which smells so potent. Someone was once evicted from opening it in an apartment stairwell and lost his court case appealing this, which I chose not to eat. At the other end of the spectrum, in Canada.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Sorry.
Because I have an interesting point to add to that. I've actually heard of this case where somebody opened this fermented fish thing in the stairwell and then got evicted. And they did lose the court case appealing it. The reason how they lost it is because they opened a tin in the courtroom. And the judge was like, that's disgusting.
And the jury who give the verdict, you don't want them to be off your side.
Threw up.
Wow. On the opposite end of the spectrum, in Canada, I saw a deep-fried Oreo wrapped in bacon and then coated in mac and cheese. Fried again and then covered in peanut butter. Oh, my God.
Do you know what's
I had
crazy?
a small heart attack just reading
Up until the peanut butter, I was like, I could maybe eat that. But fried again and then with... You've just gone
peanut
one...
butter, that's a lot of fat.
I like peanut butter. But just for some reason, it's just that like little bit over the edge for me.
Now they've just gone silly.
Yeah.
I did try some of this. It was too much. Well, that makes sense.
Yep.
Keep up the good work and looking forward to the next episode. Amy. So what is the weirdest thing you've eaten or come across to eat?
The weirdest thing I've eaten is probably have to be... I don't think I've eaten too many weird things in my life. But the one thing I did was when I was in Thailand, they had... these various bowls of bugs.
Oh, okay.
And so me and my girlfriend at the time were kind of looking at it. And then it was kind of like this person that they weren't selling it or offering it into it. They were just like talking to their friend and they had this bowl of bugs and I was kind of looking at it. And they were like, oh, you want to try some? And I was like, okay. And so she like pointed to one and I picked it up and I couldn't tell what it was.
Sure.
And she had kind of broken English, couldn't sort of work it out. What I worked out that it was, at least I'm pretty sure, is a caterpillar's cocoon.
Ah.
She said something along the lines of like butterfly before it's a butterfly. Is kind of the translation I got.
Makes sense,
yep. And so, yeah, but the disappointing part of this was that it just didn't really taste like anything. It was kind of like fried stuff. And because it was so small, it just kind of felt like, a bit of like just sort of fried, crispy anything.
Yeah.
Could have been anything. It was like semi-disappointing, just like oily nothingness.
Okay.
So
that's kind of disappointing.
Good protein though, apparently. So
okay. Yeah, because you either want it to be totally disgusting so you can tell everyone, or quite delicious.
Yeah, so you can be like, hey, eat cocoons.
But a nothing taste is the least like the most anticlimactic ending to that.
Yeah. I should have just lied.
Right. I could eat another one.
Yeah.
But I have no inclination to.
Yeah.
Because it was neither good nor bad.
yeah, that's right.
I don't think I've had anything too weird or I've had gluttonous things certainly. Like deep fried Mars bars and stuff like that. They're all the worst.
Yeah.
Graceland sells a bunch of stuff that shouldn't exist because they sell a lot of Elvis's favorite foods.
Oh yeah.
Including like the deep fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and the big bread thing that he used to make. They apparently can get there. And I've tried a lot of that, but yeah, nothing super weird. Like that's a tourist trap. Like presumably thousands of people a day go by and eat that, so it's not like unusual. I don't know in places they eat like guinea pig and stuff. I think I'd try it.
Yeah, I'd try that. Yeah. Guinea pig. I like pig, like bacon, pork,
and guinea pigs are cute when they're alive. So might taste good.
Is that how you judge whether they taste good?
Yep.
Well, that's cute. That tastes great. Is there anything weird that you want to try eating?
It's a good question. Yeah, I do think like that I'm a pretty reserved eater at the best of times.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, I have a very
so you want to try capsicum?
I have a very simple palate. Like I like the base of everything.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, hey, I'm going to get pizza. I'm like, get cheese pizza. I think that's what I want.
Yeah.
But I do like to think that were I in the situation, I'm going to Japan soon. I think there's some weird shit over there.
Yeah.
And if I was there in that environment, I'm like, oh yeah, try.
Just try
I
something,
think it's like
yeah.
when things invade my day to day.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm more walled.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like if a guinea pig presented itself, dead or alive, I'd take a bite. Yeah.
Okay, give it a go.
What wouldn't I eat? Maybe eyeballs.
Eyeballs, I think, would definitely gross me out.
Yeah.
That might be too much. I think I could probably eat brains and like liver and stuff.
Spiders.
Spiders.
Yeah, I don't think I could eat spiders.
Yeah, probably not. Can you? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Who eats this?
I saw it on
Birds? Have you seen birds eat them?
Yeah. Yeah, oh, that looks alright.
Yeah.
No, it was like a fried spider. It was on a documentary one time.
Okay.
It's like a fried spider.
All right.
It's dead, but it looks like a spider. So I don't think.
Yeah. That is gross.
Yeah.
Just the image of it. Maybe if they made like a spider stew, you know,
Oh,
you
maybe.
couldn't see
Yeah.
it what it was, just like mushed up or something.
Would you? Okay, these are your two choices. You can eat a spider. It's dead and it's fried, but it still looks like a spider.
Yeah.
Or you can eat a spider stew. But
Yeah.
the spider is alive.
It's in there trying to swim out. Definitely the dead fried. One I think is durian. It's a
Oh yeah, the really smelly
fruit.
Yeah.
I've never been around, had the opportunity to be
Yeah.
around to eat it. I've heard it smells
I've
super
had
gross. But,
durian candy.
right, okay.
Which is okay. Like it wasn't great, but
Well, that's the thing.
But
I've heard
that
that like
is
it does smell gross, but it's kind of an okay taste.
Yeah.
Like so, yeah, I don't know.
I'd try that.
I'd give that a go.
Yeah.
Okay. Our next one is by Hazim.
Oh, now it's my most dreaded part of the show. We're now entering the game show.
Really? We just did surprise interview, so that's
No.
saying something.
I said dreaded, not hated.
Okay. I really want people to write in now and say they want me to do it again. I'm so disappointed.
I'm sure you
we
wanted
can
the
get
segment-
someone.
I'm sure you wanted the segment to go well, but we don't always get what we want.
Okay. I am again getting you this a little early, as I think Nelson's competitive gaming side is going to get the better of him, and he's going to study back on the old episodes to try and figure out a rule.
Mm-hmm.
Also, more clues are coming throughout this email.
Great. I need them.
I will say, I do. I definitely do. That was a lie. I would say that, although I could tell your voices apart relatively easily before this, running this game has really keyed me into your different mannerisms because of how hard I've had to focus to listen for who says what.
I reckon you and Amy must, in the last couple of weeks, be the people that know us the most and could tell us any short little communique or anything like that. You could instantly tell who it was when it was recorded.
Yeah. Okay, what things you come and say or don't say, and who mentions something specific about the episode or about certain locations. Extra clue if you care to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
In the first round of these questions, there was a time I couldn't award any points. What was done differently that time relative to every other question you've answered?
Okay.
I read this email earlier in this week
Mm-hmm.
when you sent it in. Thanks for that, Hazim. But I forgot about this part.
Yeah. Now, should we just quickly explain in case this is someone's first episode?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we should.
And
Yeah.
they've listened through this episode for some reason.
Yeah.
And they've got to this point. What's happening here?
So this is a game show theoretically that we came up with where the idea is that the contestants don't know the rules, and they have to work out the rules as they play it
Yeah.
as the weeks go by.
Yeah, so a question
has-
will be asked.
Yeah.
We give an answer the best we can. Then arbitrary points will either be given or taken, and then we need to be like, all right, what did we do wrong?
Yeah.
What's happened?
We have to work it out the next week. So this fourth week. How many of these are we doing? Do we know?
I don't know.
Is there an ending?
We don't know the rules.
Yeah, well, we don't even know when it ends. Okay. Reminder of last week's questions. No 100 bloodthirsty 6-year-olds come at you simultaneously with murder on their minds. How many can you take out before you're overwhelmed with only your hands and whatever you have on your person right now?
Yep.
I said 92. You said 21.
Yeah, it's in the 20s, yeah.
The next question, I'll do these all first. The second question was, they say you can't compare apples to oranges, but I'm going to make you. How many apples to an orange?
Yep.
You said -1. And I said something, 22, something like that. 42 maybe? I don't know. Number 3, does your communal bathroom/bedroom answer change if you apply the diarrhea money-making scheme to it?
Yep.
Which is related to other things. I said yes. I think you said no. I think. So anyway, question 1, I got -2.
Yeah.
Then you put in brackets, although this should be minus a lot more, you monster.
Yes.
And you got +1.
Ooh.
So that was 100 bloodthirsty 6-year-olds come out simultaneously with murder on their minds. How many you can take on before you're overwhelmed with in your hands whatever you have on your person right now? Question 2, I got +5 points and you got 0.
Yep.
They say you can't compare apples to oranges, but I'm going to make you. How many apples to an orange?
Yep. Can I just say this could be because Hazim is biased towards apples more than oranges. I just want to point out that.
Definitely, that's not the reason, but but that's fine.
Saying I want a fruit neutral judge.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't know the rules, Gambit. Maybe that's part of the rules that you can't have a fruit neutral
maybe this whole
judge.
game is fruit based.
Oh,
That's my new theory. It's my
Okay.
leading theory.
Okay, lean into that one, Gambit. Okay, and does your communal bathroom and bedroom answer change if you apply the DRIA, blah, blah, blah? I said yes, I got 5 points, and you got 0 points by saying no.
Okay, interesting.
Other non-question based points. This is related to me specifically.
Yep.
I got 6 points. It said you guys had come up short on this rule before, but after waiting a long time, I could finally award these points. Short and longer in capital letters and bold. I think that might be a clue, but I have no idea.
Okay, interesting.
And then 0 points. You again missed out on the possible points for the Nelson specific rule. I'm starting to think that maybe you don't say this as much as we all thought you did.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I feel like, a bit rough for me. And I got -5 points.
Especially the phrasing "we all thought."
Yeah.
It implies that everyone is like, "Oh, Nelson says that all the time."
Nelson definitely says that, yeah. -5 points. You need to be more decisive here to keep from losing these points. I realize now you tend to always lose these points because you do a majority of the talking. Nelson total this week +9.
Right. And he needs to lose points for Podnapping.
But last week you read Hazim's thing as well, so I don't know.
Well, okay. Okay. Look, finish this because I do have a question that hopefully Hazim can answer. I don't know. I don't know if it's one of the rules or not, and I just need that clarified.
Okay.
But you continue.
Okay. Other non-question based points. This is for you this time.
Yep.
You got +4 for the Cambo specific rule, right 4 times,
Right.
but -1 for getting the rule wrong 1 time.
Okay.
Your total for this week is 4 points.
And I've got those points before, I believe, for Cambo specific rules. So whatever this is, I do it a lot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you must do. But I think yours is interesting because you can lose points.
Yeah.
See, I haven't gained or lost any points.
Yeah.
It's confusing. So anyway, the total is I was on 1 point from last week and I got 9, so I'm on 10 points.
Yep.
And you were on 0 from last week. You got 4 points. You're on 4.
Yep.
It's good. We're in the positives.
Yes. Okay. So before, because you've got the next questions coming, right?
Yep.
Okay. Before that, Hazim, I just would want to know if this requires an answer. Are we awarded points for this segment only for these questions, or is it running throughout the show? Is it just
I know
this
it's
segment?
not, because he said last week you lost points during the podnapping segment.
Oh, I did too. Yeah. Cool. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't need to answer that anymore, Hazim.
So, yeah. I mean, I think when we're answering the question, there's like at least one rule that I think is for the whole show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And also, you know what I've discovered is hard about this game is you need to be quite self-reflective.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's quite hard to see yourself objectively.
Yeah.
As I'm learning.
Yeah,
to
that's right.
know like what people think of you and like what your bad habits and stuff are.
Yeah.
It's quite humbling.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, this week.
Okay, this week's questions. Pick your best episode from 1 to 100.
Oh, okay. Oh, 1 moment. Pad for me for a second.
Oh, because we're writing them down. I forgot about that. Okay, hold on. Let me put mine in too. Do, 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 do.
Yeah,
What do you got?
I don't know the episode number.
You need the number.
But what? I know,
It's from 1 to 100. You sure it's not past episode 100?
No, it's not. Hang on, I might be able to find it.
Okay.
I can't. Okay. No, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay. Cameron's not getting any points this week.
No.
What do you got?
Because here's what I've discovered: your tactic
Mhm.
of really experimenting seems to be paying dividends for you.
No, because I've lost points every time
but
for
you're
this
still
question
winning.
specifically. Okay. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I don't know the number, but it's called "You've Got a Lovely Bunch of Coconuts."
Okay. Yep. I think that might have been very close to the 100. Might have been 90 something, I thought.
Oh, really? I thought it was like in the 70s for some reason.
I don't know, maybe. Okay, so you didn't give a number. Mine is 49.
Okay.
It was a great episode.
Do you know what episode that was?
Yeah, we talked about Reddit. It was a good episode.
Yeah. See, I'm going to adapt your experimental thing this week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 2. Call back to a prior episode. Would you rather have to unlock your car by hand and have power windows, or have a working remote lock and have hand cranked windows?
Okay.
Tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I haven't written mine down,
Okay.
but just
I would rather
Mhm.
unlock my car, like manually,
Yeah.
and then have the automatic windows.
Yes, I would rather have to unlock my car by hand and
Yeah.
have power windows.
Interesting.
Question number 3.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember someone's name after meeting them X number of times. What is X that it's no longer appropriate to ask them their name, and you have to now just refer to them as dude, man, bro, girl, etc., and just live in your secret shame?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, I've got mine.
Yep. All right. This is where my experimenting really comes in.
Okay,
I refuse to answer this question. I just want to see what happens.
okay, mine is 4.
Okay. I just want to see what happens if I refuse to answer.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
What if I get points for balls?
I don't think that's it.
Well, you never know. But you don't know, Nelson. That's the point.
Yeah, but that's
Because-
very subjective, Canberra.
Because if I lose a bunch of points, we both win by going, okay, he doesn't like it if we push back.
I mean, sort of.
No, Nelson,
I think there can
I've
be
got a
more
tactic.
to it than that.
No. I've got a tactic.
This is what I hope happens.
Yeah.
I hope you get points for that,
Okay.
but it's not for the reason that you think. That's what I hope.
Yeah. It's like the real answer was that any answer was wrong. And my refusal to answer accidentally has got me out of that.
But thank you, Hazim, for these questions for the fourth week.
Yes.
Fourth week in a row. We apologize that you have to put yourself through this every week by not only coming up with the questions and everything and coordinating the other listeners that have helped you out. Thank you to all those people as well.
Yes, in fact, if you would like to know the rules, anyone's allowed to know the rules except for us.
Yep.
Let us know. We can put you in contact with Hazim,
Yep.
and you will have the inside knowledge of what we are struggling with.
Yeah. I want to know if people think that they've
Figured it out.
figured out some of the rules yet.
Well, Stacey seems to think she knows my rule, but she won't tell me what her theory is.
Oh yeah, I think we spoke about that.
Do you know
The
what
other
she
night.
thinks my rule is?
I think so, but I can't remember what she said now.
Okay.
But yes, yeah, we had a big old discussion about the rules. Stacey, I think, didn't. It was more just me saying what I thought. I think Stacey didn't want to ruin the integrity of the game and give me her own answers what she thought. But yeah, thanks again, Hazim. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're having fun as much as it is also painful. And thank you, Amy, for writing as well with
thank
your
you.
question. If you would like to write into us, you can do so. Reddit podcast, READIT podcast at gmail.com. You can also reach us at Facebook, at Twitter, and our subreddit. They're all READIT podcast. And we'd super appreciate it if you also left us a review on whatever podcasting app you're listening to, or rate us. By the way, can you rate stuff on Spotify?
I don't think so. I think that's more of an Apple podcasty thing.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know.
We get most of our listeners
know.
from Spotify. Okay, this is what you have to do this week. If you're a Spotify listener, get us on any other app
And rate us.
and then rate us. And then you can delete that app.
We just need the rating. We don't need to listen from there.
That's
just
true.
the rating.
Also, we have to fix those episodes on Spotify. I don't think we've still done that yet.
Yeah. Someone did write in to let us know a bunch of episodes are missing on Spotify.
Yeah.
We think we have a solution.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll be fixed soon.
Eventually.
I didn't put a date in
Can't get us on that.
Also, let Nelson know what you thought of his Podnapping segment. I can't stress that enough.
It could be great.
It could be.
Could be great. Imagine if I accidentally dialed Hugh Jackman. He's got a number, Cambo.
He definitely wouldn't want to talk.
Yeah, he would. It'd be great if he was like, "Hello, Hugh Jackman speaking." I'm like, "Oh my god, can I please interview?" No. Beep beep.
Wow, we had Hugh Jackman on the show.
I would definitely be saying that for the rest of the entirety of the show that we had Hugh Jackman on the line. Okay. Anyway, thanks for listening, and we will read you later.